Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at the list that we used to climb to Legend this season. It's a Control Hunter list, and we're going to be looking specifically at the matchup against Zoo Warlock. So altogether we had about an 83% win rate, I think, on our climb from Diamond 5 to Legend. There's some possible substitutions you'll see here that you might want to take a look at. So Reg, King Crush, and Deathwing are all cards that I think could be put into the deck, especially if you're seeing more of a control-heavy meta wherever you're at. So I think against Druid, and if you're struggling against Control Warrior, those might be some substitutions you want to make. Maybe you drop like one Senjin, the Kodo, the Harrison, not quite sure exactly what it would be. But this is the list, how we ran it, and the way that it's set up now, it actually works very good against Zoo. Now, Zoo is a matchup that I think anyone is going to deal with a lot at any ranks. I see it up in Legend. I saw it all the way throughout the climb. Because it's so common, I want to really focus on it with this deck. So, altogether, I think this deck is very favored against Zoo. We had a high win rate, of course, going to Legends, so anytime we played Zoo, obviously we did quite well, but we played a lot of Zoo games. And I think we've only lost a couple. Like, I could probably count on one hand overall that we've lost against Zoo. And really, it's because of a few key cards. So the key cards in this matchup would be this Explosive Trap, Tracking, Wild Pyromancer, and Unleash the Hounds. Now, there's some good cards as well. Some other cards that are still pretty considerable. You know, Animal Companion's a good card. Eaglehorn Bow's pretty good as well. Senjin does quite well as a stopgap kind of taunt. Even River Croc, not bad. So those are cards that you might want to consider when you're mulliganing. But the other cards that you really want, again, Tracking, Explosive Trap, Wild Pyromancer, and Unleash the Hounds. I think it's pretty obvious why they're such key cards. Explosive Trap, very good at dealing with lots of minions with 2 or less health. Wild Pyromancer, you can trigger with the traps or with Tracking. Get rid of anything with 1 health, or if they happen to have used Defender of Argus, get their things up into that 3 health range, well, you can Wild Pyromancer, then Explosive Trap, get them back into 2 health to take care of them. Tracking is good if you combo it with the Wild Pyromancer, but if you've got it on turn 1 with no Wild Pyromancer, I think you just want to play it. Try to grab either the Pyromancer or the Explosive Trap, with priority going to the Explosive Trap. I think that is the best card in the matchup. Otherwise, Unleash the Hounds, again, another way if they fill the board that you can just clear things out very well. And sometimes you'll even get some pretty good card draw off of it. So it's a little bit tough to mulligan. You know, you want those cards, but what if you've got like River Croc, Animal Companion, Bow, and Senjin? Well, you still probably want to keep at least some of those just to have some early presence, because if you've got nothing to deal with the early board of Zoo and you're just going to be hero powering, well, that's not going to be so good either. So kind of, you know, do your best to get those cards, but feel free to take, you know, 1 or 2 of the other earlier cards that kind of curve out. Yeah, mid game is really where you're going to be capturing the board. Early game, you're going to be using those key cards, the Explosive Trap, Wild Pyromancer. You're going to kind of wipe the board. That's the goal. You're going to completely wipe the board, and around turns 4 and 5, you can plop down a Senjin, or you're going to be able to Houndmaster, maybe a Croc, or a Hound that's left over, something like that, to kind of secure the board and then never give it back up. You can use Freezing Traps and Hunter's Mark along with Deadly Shot to deal with any Doom Guards, but if you keep the board clear, you can use those cards a lot more predictably. Suddenly Deadly Shot is not a random minion, it is the only Doom Guard on the board. Freezing Trap along with the Senjin, they can't even charge into the Senjin to take it out. Things like that. So try to really board wipe, secure the board around turns 4 to 5, and you should be fine. It's very normal, don't get discouraged, to drop even below, you know, 10 health by turns 5 and 6. Some of these games look like they're very favored for the Zoo, but you'll end up coming back once you secure the board, and they're really not able to do a lot to to come back into the game. You know, maybe they could Soulfire Doomguard for like 9 damage, but a lot of times you'll have a taunt up anyway. And in other cases, you know, they're just not going to get so lucky that they're going to get that perfect draw to be able to deal direct damage. Otherwise, you'll have stuff on the board, and you can just kind of singly take those things out one by one. So that's really kind of it. Early game, go for the board wipes. Mid game, try to secure the board, and then just try to keep it. Hero power, chip away down at their health as they're tapping for it. And that should be all you need to do to survive against Zoo. It's a pretty simple matchup. Deck that's heavily favored. I'm going to show you one game here that I played against Zoo. Hopefully it gives kind of a good idea of how you're going to want to play the matchup. There's tons more games that I've played in my VODs if you want to search through, see how the deck does. Highly recommend it if you're seeing a lot of Zoo and it's still good against everything else. So hope that this helps a lot in the Zoo matchup playing as Control Hunter. This is day 2 after the vaccine. Feeling much better. Yesterday during the stream was not too bad, but oh man, when I got off, it was horrible. It was absolutely awful. So a little sore, arm still sore, a little tired, but altogether not too bad. Throat's a little raggedy too. Not exactly sure why, so apologies for that. What do we got? Okay, not great. This curve is okay. Okay, tracking's a little late. I was gonna say, I mean, we really want Explosive Trap. Unleash the Hounds is also very good in this matchup, but you want tracking for the Explosive Trap a lot of times. Oof. Yeah, this kind of thing is not great. If you had an Explosive Trap, you would play it here, but I don't think it's right to tracking for it, because you got no follow-up if you don't hit it. Animal Companion's not the worst. Okay, I actually think that that's good. There's a very good chance that he doesn't trade. Unless he's able to like buff this with another abusive or something. Shit. Yeah, I did not want him to trade, because I actually think then Unleash the Hounds with 2 attack and 5 of them would be much better. So if we do Unleash, still pretty bad. If we Senjin, so. I think though we just need the explosive. Okay. I mean, Kodo next turn's not the worst, but this could be very good. I think we do this, and now hopefully he's gonna mitigate. Like, hopefully this mitigates some damage if he even just like trades one into there, bumps there. Knives are not great though. This actually makes both of these pretty good. I gotta think though tracking is gonna be better here. Maybe now we get our explosive. We do. I don't know if we play it here though. I think we do. Kills our guy, but I mean we're getting juggled anyway. It's gonna be a little bit awkward to kill them otherwise. Doomguard here is not great, but this is fine. Especially because we can Senjin and protect the explosive, so any small things won't be getting through. Like, I don't think we deadly shot this at all. Right, save that for potentially Doomguard. We'll see. Doomguard kills this, has 4 health. Yeah. Still not great, but we can live with it. He does not swing. That's gotta be correct, right? Is it? I don't know, because he hits both there. He'll hit both. He'll pop both. And then explosive kills it all. Maybe it's correct to just go face. Gonna miss damage on this or just not? Like, do we pop there? Do we care? Probably just don't care, right? He does 2 more to our face, that's fine. Got 6 there, 2 there, 2 there. If he taps here, down to 9. I like our odds. Nice. Hunter, go face.